What's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining me for another summer session. As you can see, I'm doing things a little bit differently this week. Got a new tablecloth. I'm using the one that I use for markets, and I just feel like it fits the theme a little bit better if I'm going to be doing the flat lay. I like the other one, but if I'm being so real, that's my yoga mat, and I wanted it back. So anyways, I'm going to get started. I'm also not going to be doing element readings slash zodiac readings. I'm not going to be doing that for a minute. I think I want to try doing collective again because I just feel every time I'm doing a collective message, and yes, it's for those signs, but because I'm grouping it like that, it just kind of, I'm too broad about it. I just want to do collective. So if you're cool with that, cool. If not, I totally understand. Thank you so much. Let's get started. All right. Starting with the Citadel card. Ooh, I love this card. Okay, the Dancer, self-expression, strength. This is all about finding confidence in the specific way that you express yourself. So I am gonna read that. It's time to stop worrying about what the world thinks of you and embrace the parts of yourself that you've been trying to make more palatable to others. Self-acceptance comes with maturity and recognition of your own capability, a revelation that is stronger for having come through a period of doubt. It's time to free yourself from your past and embrace yourself for you. You have a strength and compassion within you that you haven't realized yet. Wow, and this actually connects to the reading that I did yesterday. It was titled Accept Your Past So You Can Accept Your Future. And yeah, this is talking about acceptance, self-acceptance. I really feel like it's on theme. So let's get into that with some traditional tarot and see how this is showing up in your actual life. And if you don't care about the cards coming out, you're welcome to skip ahead. Ooh, wasn't expecting that. Wow. What? Okay, I just gotta pause. This is crazy. My mouth is like wide open right now. This is blowing my mind. Wow. Okay. So this is crazy. I was not expecting the spread. I don't know. There's just something so clear about this, about the way this scene, like just the wand energy. I don't know. It's just insane. So we're starting off with the Page of Wands, which is the start of a new journey. You're on this search for harmony, and I really feel like it's interesting because 1 through 4, this is the Four of Wands right here, and I just feel like once you got to 5, which 5 symbolizes change, I really feel like it was like, although this was really hard for you to get through, there was a lot weighing on you moving through this part of the journey, whatever emotional turbulence I'm seeing. It's like kind of when you're on a plane and there's just a little bit of turbulence that fucks with your brain. You're just like, oh my God, this is terrifying. But you got through it. And there was something about that moment that really helped you lock in. And, with the Queen of Wands, sandwiching with the King of Wands, with the Nine of Swords in between, it just tells me that you knew to hold your vision for what you had in mind so that you could get out of this. Is like you knew this was temporary. You knew this wasn't something that was going to stop you. You just had to face it head on. It was hard. It was difficult. You really had to go to your depths. You know, you're in a very dark, uncertain time. And so I just feel like you knew that you would get to the other side. And that type of confidence and strength, it's just really saying something right here with both of them coming out like this. It's just, you see how many cards there are. There's a lot. And it's just, I shuffle it before I even turn on the camera. And it's not a coincidence that they're saying you really took all of the strength that you had to just come together, to hunker down through whatever this storm was for you, and just say, hey, I trust that my intuition is guiding me where I need to go and that I will get out of this. This is a temporary discomfort that I can manage. And yeah, it brought some sadness, but you moved through it, right? So it's like at first you were probably hit with a wave of, you know, negativity, focusing on your lack instead of what you have. And it happens sometimes, right? And it might have just been a wave of emotions that was just meant to wash through you. No big deal, you know, it's just something that kind of happens. You had to decide whether you were going to hold on to this or not. You know, are you going to hold on to this discomfort, or are you going to actually do something about it? Are you, how are you going to manage this? Because holding on to it is just going to hurt you. So it's almost like you decided to let go and trust in the universe and in your intuition, and let go so that you can hold what's actually meant to be yours. Because this lack mentality is not meant to be yours. This is not meant to be taken with you to this next journey. What gets you to a higher vibration is you focusing on the positives, not this. So you had to let go of this in order to move forward. Oops. And you decided to face this uncertainty head on and say, hey, I'm going to go on this journey. I don't know where it's going to take me, but I have to take a risk if I want the reward. And you took a step back from whatever conflict was going on inside of you, you know, and I find it interesting that it was like this, where he's just like kind of facing the devil, right? And it's just interesting. It's like you took the step back and you said, oh, okay, I just need to see this from a different perspective and not be so zoomed in on the problems or whatever, and really keep my vision and keep going, you know, and not let the darkness keep me down there. So you made a choice to move forward. And although, you know, you were hurt, you don't go through conflict without getting some type of residue. I don't know. That's the word that was coming to my mind. But yeah, you don't go through this without something, you know, but you can heal from this. And as long as you're making sure that you're moving forward and letting go all of this crap, you know, and just thanking it for what it brought up and what it showed you, you can close that chapter and start a new one. But genuinely, this is because you've been able to be so compassionate with the illusions that can come up, you know, from emotions and energy that is just complicated. And it brings confusion. And yeah, the planets are always doing something and influencing us in some type of way. And not everybody's aware. And so sometimes it's nice to be aware. And so I feel like this was like, you've been aware of that your brain can do this. You know your tells. You know, you've really paid attention in your solitude and learned these things about yourself so that you can have this compassion every time it comes up and say, hey, it's okay. These crazy ass emotions aren't going to last forever. Let's get through this and get out of the heightened energy and then decide how we're going to go about it. But man, just a crazy one. Wow, I split the deck and it's the World card, and on the top was Three of Swords. So I just feel like you're moving on from all the past pain. Interesting. This was a highlighted card yesterday. So you're moving on and you're not bringing this with you. You're closing that chapter out. I keep saying that. I don't know. But I think I'm going to end it there. I have quite a few readings I have to do because I'm going out of town next week. So I'm going to just do traditional tarot this week. But thank you guys so much. Actually, wait, no. I think I want to get, I got to use at least one more. Okay, let me get this one guidance message for you. But basically, you're learning how to be yourself and manage these crazy emotions that can come up within you without maybe beating yourself up with how you're doing or whatever. You know, you're moving through this life in your own flow, and everybody has different tactics of ways that they keep themselves centered. And, you know, dancers all have different styles, different rhythms. They all have different ways of balancing themselves and without falling. And it's all about finding your flow through this life. And how can you move with the rhythms that the universe is giving us? You know what I'm saying? Notice the signs, dude. Yeah. Notice the signs, investigate symbols, nature spirits. I notice mine all the time. You want to hear mine? They're weird. It sounds weird when I say what my signs are. One of them is Toronto, right? What the fuck does that mean? But when I looked up Toronto symbolism, which is like, why would somebody look that up? Hey, just try it. It leads you places. I looked up Toronto symbolism. What was it? There was some weird thing about Toronto's original meaning is like trees standing in water. I don't know, something about that it's going to uncover itself. I don't have it all figured out yet, but that's one of my weird signs. There's also Sherman, the name. I keep seeing that everywhere, and I looked that up, and the name means shear man. So it's like literally like a man that shears sheep. And that reminded me of like light workers, because you know how, you know, unconscious souls, they are considered sheep, you know, like people call them that. And so it's just interesting to think of light workers as like helping shear the sheep and helping raise the vibration of the people that are still in this unconscious mode. And so I feel like a lot of those people are rising up right now. Maybe you're one of them. Maybe that's why you're watching these videos, you know, just keep updated on what energy's coming around. But notice your signs. What are your signs? Because they might mean something to your life specifically. That's how it starts, you know, for me. It was just me seeing my birth time everywhere, right? So maybe start with numbers, numerology, and get into that, and then it develops from there. Then you'll start seeing places like Toronto or Las Vegas, and there's meanings within that. So, you know, I don't know, explore it. I'm just bringing attention to it. So whatever, do what you will with that. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this new setup, and if you're interested in more content from me, feel free to check out my Patreon and send me an email if you would like a personal private reading. And yeah, thank you guys so much. It's all in the description below. Have a good one. Bye.